What's up, all you beautiful people? Welcome back to the podcast. So I'm in Cancun right now. I've been down here for a couple days speaking at my friend Hunter Thompson's mastermind. It's been an amazing trip. It's been absolutely incredible. I don't know how much of the ocean you can see back there, but it's been absolutely gorgeous. And for a Minnesota boy like myself from the Midwest, anytime that we can get down to the tropics, it feels pretty damn good. I wanted to share today one of the things that came up in the workshop that I was leading this week. One of the things that I notice we as entrepreneurs, we make the mistake of. So the way this came about is this gentleman came up and I taught a system for selling through DMs, like how to slide into people's DMs and initiate a conversation to qualify that lead and then escalate them to a conversion cycle. And he said, I'm doing all the things that you're laying out here, but it's just not working. It's not working for our business. And I said, okay, cool, let's crack open the hood. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with. So I had him pull open his different social media platforms so we could look at the actual DMs that he's sending to initiate conversations. We looked at his script that he was going through, and a couple things became very, very instantly clear. So number one is that this gentleman was outsourcing the DM processing. He had somebody on the team, a VA, doing this process. And he had written out a script, and sure enough, the script was very similar to the script that we use and the one that I teach my students. The problem, though, was the gap between the script and the adherence to the script was quite large. And so what I mean by that is you look at what the training said, this is what you say, this is how you initiate, and here's how you flow through the conversation to engage a lead. But when you actually looked at the DMs, at what the VA was saying and how they were saying it, you would see some subtle differences, and in some cases some very large differences between what they were supposed to say and what they actually said. And the result between those two, expectations and reality is all of the underperformance you could ever hope for. And this is the reason why the outbound wasn't working, was because they weren't actually adhering to the script. They weren't saying things correctly. And it only took a minute of looking at the messages they had sent in the last day or so to realize that was the underlying issue here. So, in talking to the gentleman, I said, what is your cadence right now for coaching this individual, for inspecting what you expect, going back and looking at their work, and then giving them feedback on this so that they can improve and do it better? And he goes, well, we have a sit down, we talk at the end of each week. I said, okay, first of all, end of week is too late. This is one of those things when it comes to sales, which is the most important function in your business, which is the lead generation. If you don't have leads coming in, you have nobody to sell to, you have nobody to deliver a product to. So you could have the greatest product in the world, but if nobody's coming in through the top of the pipeline, it's not going to do you any good, right? So as the owner of the business, once you have an awesome product and you have a reliable method for delivering that product, your primary job is to go back and just focus on the marketing, bringing more and more business in and training your people on how to do so. And what he had done, and this is what a lot of entrepreneurs do, because we get into the business because we're a product business, a service business, we have a skill that we're very good at, we like it, we like working with that clientele. The marketing is an afterthought, and a lot of owners, a lot of entrepreneurs I talk to, they're like, I'm not really a marketer, I don't like marketing, I don't like sales, and I understand all of that, but you have to get it through your head that is your most important role, so you can't just delegate it. And we know that this is the most important role because just simply look at what are the highest paying jobs out there. It's not, if let's say you're a coach or a consultant, the highest paid person in your business isn't probably the coach, the person delivering the product. It's probably the salesperson who's on some kind of commission-based salary, and they're earning multiple six figures. It's the sales function that earns all the money. It's a direct reflection of the fact that is the most important role in the business, and it's the role that you can't afford to take your eyes off the ball. So, and this is the classic mistake that this gentleman was making, which was he had a VA. He taught him the process. He says, go get it, Tiger. And then he checks in once a week just to review the results. But he's not reviewing the inputs. And this is critical because if you're not looking at the actual messages that are being sent and then coaching in real time, here's why this didn't work, here's what you need to do different, here's how to reword this in the future. If you're not doing that in real time, then that person isn't actually improving. they're just going to continue doing the same thing over and over and over. So if at the end of the week you're just reviewing, okay, how many DMs did you send? How many people did you qualify? All that stuff. If the numbers aren't where you want them to be and you just say, okay, next week we need to double that, they're going to go and they're going to do more of the same thing in an attempt to get more leads, but that's not going to be more effective necessarily. So you need to be coaching. And I see this is so frequent where we abdicate responsibility because we don't want to be the manager. We want to have people that we can just set and forget. But the truth is, the only people that you can set and forget are incredibly high level people that you're probably paying out the nose for, right? And those are going to be your executive C-suite people. But as you go down the line to the front line, the people who are actually delivering on the product and the service, you need to be coaching them up and building them up, giving them feedback consistently. So end of week isn't good enough. You need to be doing it end of each day. You need to be reviewing, okay, how many DMs did you send? How did you open? What did you say? What worked? What didn't work? Here's why this one didn't work. Give that feedback in real time. They can take it, they can iterate it on it the next day. And the team that's able to do that every day, by end of day rather than end of week, they're going to be 5 times further along, 5 times more skilled by the end of a month than the other team who's just waiting till the end of the week. And that is the reason why the DM process or any sales or any leads or any process within your business that you are relying on somebody else to deliver on, that's why it's not improving at the rate that you want it to. So hope this brings you guys a little bit of value. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor, leave a review. Seriously, leaving a review helps the podcast immensely in more ways than you can even imagine. Helps spread the word, helps it stretch its wings and fly above the ocean like a soaring albatross. And being high in the sky, it allows other entrepreneurs to see it. And as a beacon, like a lighthouse, they are drawn to it. Maybe they can come to the podcast, they can learn some things that can help them grow in their business and in the process maximize their return on life. So do me a favor, share this on social media, tag me in and I will reshare it. Leave a review, leave a comment, any of the above would be fantastic. I'll catch you guys in the next podcast. Until then, stay hyper-focused, my friends.